Morning, Blue Jays fans, and welcome to Jay's Latest. I am your host, Craig Borden, and we're going to talk all things Toronto Blue Jays right here on Jay's Latest. So, what a night for the Blue Jays as we pick up a win in Miami. We get to have all sorts of good fun down there in Florida, and the Blue Jays pick up another win on the heels of a great debut and a lot of offense from Dalton Varsho. So, let's get this one started, and we'll talk it out. So, first inning was very impressive for the Toronto Blue Jays as the main part of the scoring was done literally right off the bat. So Dalton Varsho drives in a pair right after Bo Bichette had laced a double into the left center field gap, and Alejandro Kirk works a walk. So Dalton Varsho had that opportunity, drives in his first run of the game, scores Bo Bichette, and then right after that, a little squib from Ty France goes through the opposite field gap between the first and second baseman and brings them all home. So that was the Blue Jays all of a sudden up to a 3-0 lead to start the first, and that was wonderful because that gave our wonderful new trade deadline acquisition, who is healthy and everything, a chance to really wow us. And that was the best way of saying it, because Shane Bieber was everything that we were hoping he would be yesterday against the Miami Marlins. So that being said, it was just incredible to watch. He really only threw one bad pitch, and that was the Javier Sanja, who took him deep. That was the only bad pitch that he pretty much threw the entirety of his outing. 6 innings of work, just the 2 hits, that 1 home run, as I mentioned, no walks, 9 strikeouts, just very impressive. Every pitch was moving. He kept the in and out with the changing speeds. It looked like a veteran pitcher that you were expecting. This looked very much in the fact that everybody's been comparing it to David Price joining the Blue Jays from the Tigers, and it felt very much like that watching this last night. So it was very interesting, very cool. Oh my God, pick a verb here for what Shane Bieber was doing on the mound for us yesterday. And that's still saying a lot compared to that we still have 6 really good pitchers that could be in the starting rotation. So it's going to be very interesting to see how these whole things play out. So meanwhile, on the other side of the ball, Ryan Gusto allowed the Blue Jays to really just run away with this one in the first few innings. It supported what would be the first win for Shane Bieber since 2024. I think it said that he's missed 500 and something days of baseball. Crazy. So anyways, Bieber gets the win, but how we got there is that the rest of the team kept beating up on Gusto just a touch. Dalton Varsho, the main person victimizing Gusto, and he had a great evening, 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs and a blast. That was a 2-run home run to really put the cherry on top for the Blue Jays 5-2 win. It got a little interesting at the end. Gabriel Rodriguez did give up a home run in the 7th inning, and it kept going from there a little bit, but then Jeff Hoffman and Brandon Little come in and close it down. Hoffman has been very impressive since, I'll say, the blip, and he's been looking very, very good. So hopefully that means all good things. Dalton Varsho is amongst major league leaders in home runs per at bat right now, and it makes you wonder what his season would have looked like if he was actually able to play and be healthy for the entirety of the Major League Baseball season. It's just crazy how good he has been. I think it was like 11 home runs or 11 at bats for a home run or something like that. I don't have the stat in front of me, but Dalton Varsho has been a catalyst for the Blue Jays in the middle of this lineup. Oh, now we got Shane Bieber that's going to do some of these similar things, and the Blue Jays are just looking like a team on the swing right now, looking very, very, very good. Yeah, it'll be very interesting. So I do want to make sure I talk one more thing before we go, because I don't know if all of you have noticed, but there has been a lot of rumors floating around that there is going to be Major League Baseball realignment. I want to get some fun going in the comments here before we start talking the, interesting fun that is this continuation of this series with the Blue Jays. The proposed Blue Jays lineups are divisions is American League, National League still, but there's also been talk about East and the Western Division instead. The AL teams that the Blue Jays would be possibly nailed with in this division if they do American League and National League still. The AL North division would be Tigers, Cleveland, Blue Jays, White Sox. Some of the other ones I've heard are the Eastern Division that would put the Blue Jays in the, I think they called it the Northern East or something like that. It'd be Yankees, Blue Jays, Red Sox, and who else did I miss? I want to say it was the Mets. So either way, what's your thoughts on the realignment? And then the obvious thing is the other two teams that would have to be added in that. They're not hearing about Montreal in that conversation. Sounds a little irksome to me, but the two leaders at the moment are Nashville, Utah for Salt Lake City, and possibly Charlotte. So it'd be interesting to see how this all shakes out, but there's money in it. So Major League Baseball will find a way to add a couple of teams and potentially change these divisions up. So the Blue Jays are obviously right now division leaders of the true American League. So let's see what they do tonight against the Miami Marlins. They will be facing the Marlins at 4:10 Eastern today. Jose Barrios will be facing Jansen Junk. So Junk is been having a decent year as a youngster for the Miami Marlins. 6-2 record, 4 ERA. That's 11 starts, so it's 82 innings and 58 strikeouts. So he's been finding a way to be pretty salvageable for a young Miami Marlins team. Meanwhile, we get Jose Barrios on the mound today that will be looking to bounce back from a rough outing against the Texas Rangers, in which he allowed 6 earned runs, felt like all of a sudden that last outing. 10 hits in that outing, but before that, he had been all over the Chicago Cubs and the Colorado Rockies. So there is still plenty of fun there for Jose Barrios to be having great outings. So let's hope that Jose gets back to form today against the Miami Marlins, and we walk out of Miami with another win. So good deal, Blue Jays fans. Make sure you tune in every morning right here on Jay's Latest. We'll be here to talk all things Toronto Blue Jays and fun with Major League Baseball, period. And we will just enjoy. So make sure you tune in, hit those like, share, and subscribe buttons, and go Blue Jays. Cheers.